Hi, VencoreWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday, January 15th. It looks like an accumulating snow event for the I-95 corridor region from D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City from later tomorrow into the day on Wednesday. It remains cold throughout the work week. There is a good warm-up coming for this upcoming weekend, especially by Sunday. Saturday and Sunday look quite mild indeed. In fact, we may be at 50 degrees or perhaps higher on Sunday. Of course, that'll be the next Eagles playoff game, and it looks quite a bit different than the last one. Again, temperatures could be 50 degrees or so by Sunday afternoon. First things first, though, we have an accumulating snow event coming later tomorrow into Wednesday. Here are the players on the field right now. Basically a clipper type of system we have currently dropping southeastward, originated over the northern plains, now moving over the Great Lakes region, and it'll head to the east, as will this frontal system. It's all backed up by another strong Arctic high pressure system, and that will reinforce the cold air in this region for the second half of the work week. This frontal system will slide to the east coast by later tomorrow. Just the front by itself will produce some snowfall in the area of D.C., Philadelphia, New York City later tomorrow into tomorrow night. And then low pressure will try to form along the southern part of that frontal boundary zone and move to a position off the Mid-Atlantic coastline early Wednesday. So the combination of the frontal system with the developing low pressure area that ends up off the Mid-Atlantic coastline should throw some snow our way from later tomorrow into Wednesday. Well, let's take a look at the latest NAM computer forecast model. This is the 12Z version from this morning, Monday, January 15th. First, we'll look at the 500 millibar vorticity pattern here going forward for the next couple of days in 6-hour increments. Again, we have activity over the upper part of the Midwest. Here's a pretty vigorous looking wave of energy dropping southeast, as has been typical all winter long with this La Nina northern branch domination here, with systems dropping out of the northwest to the southeast. Let's move forward here. This slides slowly to the southeast, and the frontal system at the surface will only work its way slowly towards the east coast. And again, the frontal system by itself will cause some snow in the I-95 corridor on Tuesday. This is the Monday night forecast time period. Again, upper level energy slowly churning to the south and east here, and it's starting to take on a different kind of an orientation here. It's starting to swing around, and that will help in the formation of low pressure along the Mid-Atlantic coastline or just to the east of the Mid-Atlantic coastline by early Wednesday. Here we are now Tuesday morning, and that frontal system will end up parallel these lines here, and that will not give it much push. So it'll be a slow-moving frontal system by the time it arrives in the I-95 corridor region. Pretty much oriented northeast to southwest along with this wind flow here in the upper part of the atmosphere. A slow-moving frontal system. Let's keep moving forward here. And again, we're moving forward here now through the day on Tuesday using the latest NAM model. And actually, these have been in hourly increments here from the 12Z 12-kilometer version of the NAM model here. And here we go by tomorrow night. Pretty decent looking upper level energy here now over the Midwest frontal system, stalling out here in the east as it runs parallel to these upper level heights, or the wind pattern in the upper part of the atmosphere basically will stall out, and this part of the wave of energy at 500 millibars will swing around the base of this trough and help set off the formation of low pressure along the Mid-Atlantic coastline by the time early Wednesday morning rolls around. Now here we are, middle of the morning on Wednesday. Low pressure probably in this region right in here, kind of enhancing the snowfall. First we have frontal system generated snowfall, and then low pressure will tend to enhance that as kind of a broad upper level trough slides eastward towards the east coast. So let's go all the way out to Wednesday evening, and here we go. Pretty nice looking wave in the upper part of the atmosphere. Pretty long wave trough here by this time, by Wednesday evening, along the eastern seaboard here. And again, looks like accumulating snow likely from later tomorrow into Wednesday. Well, let's now take a look at the surface forecast maps from the 12Z NAM model. Hourly increments all the way out to 36 hours here. Snow right now over the Ohio Valley, the Great Lakes region associated with that Clipper system. And again, the frontal system slowly works its way towards the East Coast. And here you kind of can see a banding of snow along that frontal system, which ultimately orients itself from northeast to southwest, given the upper level wind pattern here over the next 24 hours. And that will tend to slow it down as it arrives in the east. And notice precipitation now breaking out all the way down into Texas, Louisiana, where there can be some accumulating snow and ice. And this is indicative of that low pressure area forming on the southern part of this frontal boundary zone as the upper level energy kind of rides around the base of the trough moving into the eastern states here. And here we are Tuesday morning now at notice quite a healthy looking band of snow here. It's not all that wide, but it's a slow moving band associated with this frontal system. So once it moves into the I-95 corridor, it'll stick around for a little while here. And here we go now by late in the day on Tuesday. Snow at this time extends from New York all the way down to about D.C. Again, this is now early tomorrow night, Tuesday night, and it tends to enhance a little bit as this low pressure area develops here just off the mid-Atlantic coastline. Notice that the enhancement of that snow with the formation of this low just off the mid-Atlantic coastline. Here we are now into early Wednesday morning, and finally that tends to move off certainly by midday on Wednesday. We stay cold during the latter part of the work week, but then a significant warm-up coming by the latter part of the weekend. So it looks like an accumulating snow event for much of the I-95 corridor region from D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City from later tomorrow into the day on Wednesday. Preliminary estimates on the 1 to 3 inch range up and down the I-95 corridor associated with this frontal system, and then the development of a low pressure area just off the mid-Atlantic coastline by early Wednesday. That's it for now. For VencoreWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.